welcome to Who Dares Wins. Later we'll be looking at the infamous espionage ring, the Cambridge Apostles, and we'll be asking, was the fifth man a spy or a sexual practice?
And in a moment, Oliver Reed will be telling us about the difficulties of making small talk when you've got a hangover.
Tonight on Who Dares Wins, we take a look at safe sex. And we'll be talking to the surgeon who can put your genitalia on remote-controlled casters. So you can have sex with someone without being in the same room as them. But first, some statistics. For instance, did you know that by the age of 30, the normal, healthy adult will have slept with 750 partners?
And did you know that most couples... How many?
750. Go on.
All right. And did you know that most couples, during the course of a normal relationship, by the time you're 30...
Phil, what is the problem?
Well, it's just that I'm 30 and I've only had 4.
Phil, it's not important. Just get on with it.
And did you know... You haven't had 750, have you?
No, I have not had 750, and it does not matter.
And did you know...
Mind you, I've had more than 4.
I'm loyal. I'm faithful. I'm ugly, aren't I?
Tony.
With the frightening spread of AIDS, the government is spending more time and money on research and information into infectious venereal diseases. With me in the studio tonight, I have Health Ministry spokesman, Mr. Dennis Nesbitt.
Good evening.
Now, Mr. Nesbitt, most of the things we hear nowadays are pretty horrifying. Is there any good news?
Well, indeed there is. The increased concern about AIDS has meant that for the first time on national television, highly respected, well-spoken public figures like myself can say words like condom. Condom. Condom.
I see. Anything else?
Oh, yes. Mouth-to-vagina contact.
Pardon?
You see, I've had to repress my desire to shout out words like vagina for 35 years now. Buggery!
So what you're saying is that there is a bright side to this ghastly situation.
Oh, yes, indeed. For me and for the other Basildon thrusting buttock shouters.
The thrusting buttock shouters?
Yes, a group of us on every second Tuesday would have to gather in secret in an upstairs room in a public house in Basildon to talk about politics and to shout out, thrusting buttocks!
Yes, but surely the point...
Scrotum.
But surely the point is you're in a position where you have to appear on the television and explain to people the very serious consequences of promiscuity in pretty explicit terms.
Exactly, that's it, in a nutbag.
People are going to have to curb their casual sexual encounters, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're going to have to stop jiggling their humping tackle in other people's humping tackle.
Yes.
Stop all this pink train in tummy tunnel business.
Yeah, well, I...
No more eider-down hurdling. No. No more salmon run up Beaver Creek.
Rory.
No.
Rory.
Just to show we're not squeamish on Who Dares Wins, Philip Pope has very kindly agreed to demonstrate the effectiveness of the latest super safe condom. And now, by way of illustration of the rights and wrongs of these sexual acts, Tony Robinson here has very kindly agreed to have sexual intercourse with Julia. Now, the interesting thing about the sexual act is the... What?
You can't be serious.
What's that?
Won't be a minute.
I can't sleep with Tony in front of millions of people.
What's the problem?
Hang on, Tony. Hang on. You do like Tony?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's got to be a little something more.
Oh, there is a little something more. I've looked.
I can't do it, Rory.
not? Why didn't you say you find him repellent? We'll get someone. Can we have a volunteer from the audience to perform the sexual act?
I'm sorry. Well, you know, maybe...
Oh, come on, a tall, hunky male.
Oh, yeah. Yes, great.
Adequate substitute?
Absolutely excellent.
Okay,
yes.
so now what we want to do is can you go over there, take your clothes off, and start screwing Tony.
When you're alone, that's when terror comes to call. Killer feet. Feet. When you're alone.
I'd like to demonstrate the ancient folk ritual of Morris dancing. What?
What are you doing?
I thought I'd do some Morris dancing.
You want to lose us our viewers?
I thought it would be interesting.
Morris dancing? Interesting.
It's been around for hundreds of years.
That makes it all right, does it? I mean, bubonic plague's been around for hundreds of years.
Isn't it? It's an ancient mystical dance associated with fertility. It goes back to the Babylonians.
Oh, good. When?
It's to stop the crop failing. It's to ensure the community survives the rigors of nature.
So how come there aren't any Babylonians around anymore?
Listen,
I
Juliet.
suppose because they've been beaten to death by poor, unsuspecting people who've gone into a pub for a quiet drink, and then along come this crowd of bank clerks and school teachers dressed up like demented Austrians, banging sticks together, and then have the gall to pass a hat round to pay for their halves of real ale.
Listen,
Why
Juliet.
is it called Morris dancing, anyway?
I don't know.
Is it because they're all called Morris? Or Nigel, or Derek? What's the stick for?
The stick is a symbol. It indicates virility.
Oh, it's a willy. What are the bells for? Are they to let people know that you're coming? Like lepers.
Listen, Morris dancing is very entertaining and exciting and interesting. And I think the audience want to see some Morris dancing, don't you? No! They are, Julia, so if you just excuse me. Now, this is the invocation of the harvest god. See? This is warding off the evil spirit. Oi! Oi! Martin! Oi! Oi, you! Wake up, you bastard! Oi! Martin!
And now the answer to last week's quiz. We asked you, in which year did Sir Geoffrey Howe die? And the answer, which most of you got, is 1961. And now this week's question. Which of these is the odd one out? Rabies, psoriasis, leprosy, cholera, typhoid, Giles Brandreth. And the answer, of course, is psoriasis, as it's a condition, whereas all the rest are diseases. Next week, we'll be playing What's My Line with Sir Robert Armstrong, who'll be doing a deliberately misleading mime about what he does for a living.
Damn. He's still not here and the guests have started to arrive.
Pardon?
The ambassador, you haven't seen him, have you?
I'm sorry, sir.
The ambassador.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ambassador.
No, I'm not the ambassador, I'm the undersecretary. You're not our usual toastmaster, are you? You're not deaf, are you?
Oh, no. No, sir. Good heavens, no. Not in the slightest.
Thank God for that.
Well, I am slightly deaf, though.
Where is the British ambassador? Ah, here you are, sir.
Sorry I'm late. I had to wait for the removal men.
Not at all, sir. May I say what a pleasure it's been working with you for the last few years, sir.
Yes. It's funny, really, isn't it? You give 10 years of your life to Queen and country, and then all of a sudden they move you on, just like that.
Never mind, sir. I'm sure you'll enjoy your new posting. I hear that Baffin Island can be really pleasant. Here's the German ambassador.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of Bassador. And his good lazy wipe.
Oh, dear.
Ah, well, might as well enjoy my last day.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Herr Jäger, how are you, you big fat kraut? Oh, you're laughing now, but you weren't laughing in 1945, were you? Like a drink, I'm sure? And Frau Jäger, like a rattlesnake, I'm sure.
Ach, the crazy nuances of your language. I will never understand it. It is too hard.
Oh, it's as easy as invading Poland, excuse me.
The ambassador's been taking hay fever pills.
Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence, please. For the how did you get a job as a toastmaster, you imbecile?
He's new.
I believe you know Monsieur Henri Leclerc, French ambassador, and smelly froggy git.
Ambassador.
It's amazing, isn't it? Twice we bloodied the noses of you squareheads, and yet we've got our natural enemies, the bloody French, just 20 miles away.
He's been working very hard.
To a nation of rancid winos driven mad by the smell of goat's cheese and look in very small number plates.
Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence, please. For the bugger off, you deaf git, I'll announce myself.
Ah, the Swedish cultural attaché. A smorgasbord. Sweden, what bloody culture Sweden got? ABBA and suicide. I think the two are related, you know. Tough up, Adolf.
He's tired, emotional.
What about you, Johnny Garlic? You know, the Belgians will be here in a minute. Belgian non-entities can't decide which bloody language to be insignificant in. Do you know why the Dutch invented Belgium?
No.
Keep the smell of France at bay. Where's that bloody eye-tie?
Senor Ragazzelli will be here shortly, sir.
I'll tell you when he arrives, I'll have the minestrone followed by spaghetti carbonara and a bottle of Barolo.
Ambassador, you're insulting the nation that brought us Dante, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo.
So what, we've given them Ian Rush, haven't we? Tell me, Froggy, eh?
Rabbit.
I am the ex-British ambassador, and quite frankly, I just don't care anymore. Oh, come on, give us a smile, Dr. Mengele. Hey!
I'm sorry, John. John, look, I know we've rehearsed this all. I'm really sorry. I know we've rehearsed this all week. But I don't think we can carry on with this sketch. It's extraordinary. I don't believe that we're doing it. It's just
horrible.
It's lazily racist. It's relying on all the tired old stereotypes we said we'd never do. Yeah. I mean, it's just let's all put on a silly frog accent and a stupid moustache, Jimmy.
Ow! That took me a week to grow that.
And let's all laugh at the fat crowd. For Christ's sake, they're human beings. You know?
Oh, come on, have you ever camped next to Germans?
Not the point, Phil. We shouldn't be doing jokes about French, Belgians, Germans, Italians.
Yeah.
We should be doing them about the Canadians.
The Canadians?
Yeah. They've had it easy for too long hiding up there behind America.
True.
They're really dull. I mean, can you name one funny Canadian?
Pierre Trudeau.
Well, OK, name another one. I mean, they're really boring. Their idea of a fun evening is staying in and watching their moose molt or rolling a log down a hill. And, hey, Chuck, come round to my place and see my moose molt. No, I've got to stay in and roll my log. It's pathetic.
She's right, you know, I can't stand those bloody Canadians.
Why?
Well, half of them are French, aren't they?
Look, if any Canadians are watching, we do apologise. That last bit was just a bit of a joke. Actually, we think we're on a safe bet, because if any Canadians are still up at this time of night, then they're probably out walking on those tennis rackets clubbing baby seals. But why not? Everybody goes out clubbing on a Saturday, don't they?
Now, if you've got any particular nation or people that you'd like to see slagged off on Who Dares Wins, we will, of course, gladly oblige for a small fee. Here's our current price list. The Norwegians, £15. The Bulgarians, £9.50. The Icelanders, £3. The Welsh, free. People who live in Hampstead, £30 plus VAT. And our £5 special offer, people who live on our mock Georgian estate, the Welsh, just in case you missed our first offer, and anyone called Richard Stilgo.
But more of your letters here, starting with some fan mail. Dear Rory, I think you are handsome, witty, sophisticated, and extremely intelligent. Yours, Ron. P.S. Please excuse the green crayon. They don't allow sharp objects in here. Thank you very much. Here's one from Jean of Reading. Dear Rory, I keep getting this urge to shoplift. What should I do? Well, Jean, You should get a big, baggy raincoat with lots of inside pockets in it, you know, and a cute little dog to distract their attention. That normally works for me. And a fairly typical letter of complaint here about the programme. Dear Rory, I hope you and the rest of the cast die in agony from a crippling terminal disease. Yours, a Christian. And finally, an impassioned plea here. Dear Rory, I am sick and bloody tired of these snotty-nosed, git-faced, pinko teachers who fill our kids with stuff about puffs and things and then go and ask for more bleeding dosh. What I say is gas the buggers. Yours, Kenneth Baker. P.S. Please excuse the green crayon, they don't allow sharp off.
And news is coming in of God Almighty descending in a cloud of glory to judge all mankind. It has been confirmed by reliable sources that this is Judgment Day. God has proclaimed it thus. But the Prime Minister has challenged his jurisdiction. And she's called a snap election on the issue of who runs the country. Over now to Kate Padette at the judgment scene.
Well, here I am at the scene. You can see the purple clouds of glory behind me, something of a disappointment perhaps, and there's been a bit of understandable panic amongst sinners, particularly those who've been on Club 18 to 30 holidays. In the distance I can hear thunderbolts rending the air asunder, and only moments ago the firmament was crossed by dozens and dozens of blazing chariots. And the big question is, why weren't the local emergency services prepared? I have with me Councillor Norman Stone. Norman, what went wrong?
Well, basically, at times like this, the Tory government's cutbacks come home to roost. Nicholas Ridley has totally failed to give us the resources that we need to deal with God's divine wrath. We've sent out the gritting lorries, we've cancelled parking restrictions.
I'm sorry, Norman, I'm going to have to cut you off there and return to the studio.
I have with me here the Bishop of Durham. Bishop, of course, theologically, you've often argued that God is not just an angry old man with a long white beard, but he is. Look, live television there. What do you say to that?
Outwardly, he does look quite angry, I agree. But he is the God
We've
of
just
love.
heard that he's put a reward out for you, Bishop, for your statement earlier in the year that he might be a woman. Obviously, it didn't go down too well.
No, you see, in the spiritual context, what I actually said was...
Yeah, well, he seems to have spotted you, Bishop.
Jesus!
The Bishop of Durham there. More judgment news coming in. Robert Maxwell has erupted in boils. And 14 people have been killed in the explosion. Rod Stewart has just become a Christian. And so have I. Chelsea 0, Charlton 1. Judgment Day not changing Johnny Hollin's luck there. Someone has punched Cliff Richard for walking around with a smug grin on his face. And Sir Alistair Burnett has brought out an ITN book called A Royal Armageddon, with 62 colour photographs of the Prince and Princess of Wales chatting with angels, etc. Over back now to Kate Burdett.
Well, things are going reasonably smoothly here, and the latest news, for those of you who think you might be sinners, is that office parties don't count, and that's official. And I gather that the Almighty is about to greet the chosen with a welcoming speech.
Hello there. I'll be on. Oh, testing. Well, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. No. Well, I'll try not to spread this speech out till eternity. No, the way I tell it. No. I'd like to welcome you, the chosen, here today. And looking at you reminds me of the funny story about the travelling salesman. And he stops over one night at a farm. Now, the farmer has 3 very, very beautiful daughters. Gabriel, come here.
Yes, Lord?
These are the chosen, aren't they?
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, just that bloke over there looks a bit like Colonel Gaddafi. Anyway, so this travelling salesman, he says to the farmer, look, I'd like to stay here the night, you see.
Lord. It is Colonel Gaddafi.
He's a bit of a surprise choice for the chosen, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Right. Anyway, the fact that Gabriel,
Yes, Lord?
who are those 2 blokes down there?
Which two?
The ones who look like the Craig twins.
Oh,
Yes, standing next to the bloke in the funny moustache and the Nazi uniform keeps doing this.
yeah,
And the bloke at the back in the Ugandan kilt, the big black chap, yes, standing next to Joe Stalin, just behind Dr. Crippen, next to Vlad the Impaler, just in front of Hurricane Higgins.
Lord, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, no, I don't believe it.
What?
He's waving at me.
Who?
Richard Nixon, how embarrassing.
Oh, Lord! I know what's happened.
What?
Bloody computer error.
What the bloody hell is going on? How come I end up with Mother Teresa of Calcutta and Bob Geldof?
Give us the money, no.
Shut up, Bob. Look at this. Albert Schweitzer, Florence Nightingale, Francis of Assisi. Hey, no pets. I've had enough of this, you know. If anyone wants me, I'm torturing Julie Andrews, all right?
Now, Who Dares Wins would like to make a very sincere apology. During the course of this series, we've made a number of gratuitous attacks on Chelsea Football Club. And a lot of letters from Chelsea fans have landed on our doormat. Well, not actually on it. Some of them missed the doormat completely. Some went wide, some didn't even get through the letterbox. But anyway, for example, I've got a 15-page letter here from a Chelsea fan written during the last home game whilst he was playing striker. It ends with a very moving appeal. Please get me a transfer. And there'll be more emotional problems later when a psychiatrist will be revealing how Benny Hill deals with his terror of women by dropping ice creams down their breasts.
Oh, yes. I could certainly get used to all this, eh? The old Costa del Sol. Hey. How about you, Wang Wang? Wang Wang. Oi, Wang Wang!
What?
I said. I bet you're glad we escaped the zoo and slipped off down here, eh?
I'm not so sure.
Eh?
Well, put it this way. Are pandas renowned for their sunbathing activities?
Oh.
I mean, did you see anyone else on the beach yesterday in a 3-inch thick fur coat?
Look.
Before you passed out from heat exhaustion?
Hang on.
After 3 minutes?
It was something I ate.
Bollocks.
It could well have been. They said it was sweet and sour pork balls, but you can't tell these days, can you?
We should never have escaped.
Rubbish. There's no life in that zoo, those freezing cold winters.
Wasn't that cold?
Oh, hark at the one who used to help the keepers snap the sloths off the branches.
How long are we going to have to keep up this we were on our way to a fancy dress party and then we lost all our luggage routine?
It's worked so far.
Yeah, grant you that. The escape was brilliant.
Yes. It was a good idea, framing the Animal Liberation Front, wasn't it? Serve 'em right, cranky bastards. Shove 'em the bloody army, I say.
Yeah, pure genius.
Still, it was quite easy, really. Just leave a woolly hat, couple of joints and a copy of Watership Down lying round an empty cage. Let Scotland Yard do the rest.
Hey,
what?
You know old Tom got the push.
There are always casualties, Wang Wang.
He was a good keeper. He understood pandas.
He'll get another job.
Where? We're a bloody rare species. Where's he going to find another job handling wild animals?
I don't know. Maybe he'll get a job as a snooker official. I'm not his bloody keeper, am I?
Hey, Terry.
What?
Let's go home.
What, I miss all this?
I don't like the people down here.
The Spanish are a wonderfully warm and friendly people.
It's not them. It's the others.
Who?
The Ron Atkinson lookalikes on their extended holidays.
Oh, you mean the charming antique dealers next door?
Terry,
what?
They're villains.
What? John Tell, Ron, Don, Jeff and Knuckles villains? Never.
Have you seen Ron's left ear?
No.
Exactly. He lost it playing poker with Reggie Cray.
Well, at least he honours his gambling debts. Anyway, I'd rather live next door to them than a bunch of incontinent baboons.
I see. Well, we've got a new neighbour moving in next week.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Well, I hear the villa next door's been bought by Jimmy Tarbuck.
Start packing.
Right. Tomorrow night, we'll be looking at some key issues that concern us all. Are manufacturers putting additives in our food that are carcinogenic? Is chemical waste poisoning our rivers? Is acid rain polluting our drinking water? Are we at risk from radioactivity which is secretly emanating from our nuclear power stations? And is a global nuclear disaster just around the corner? Don't miss. God help me. I don't want to die. Please help. Oh, God, those bastards are out to get me one way or the other. Help me, for God's sake, help. Tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, Channel 4.
Well, we're very privileged tonight to have one of the front runners among the 1988 American presidential candidates. So will you welcome, please, Bonzo the Chimp? Now, Bonzo has come along here with his press agent, Mr. Jed Grogan. Now, Jed, if I could come to you first.
Right.
I understand that Bonzo already has a lot of support in the Reagan camp.
Oh, yeah, we think Mr. Reagan's supporters see in Bonzo the same integrity, the same intelligence, and the same sense of humor they love in their president.
So is Bonzo just another Reagan?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, he can ride a unicycle, which President Reagan can't. Look at that face. Look at that. It's open, sincere, intelligent, fully comprehending. That is the face we think of the perfect presidential candidate.
Yes, I can see what you mean. Of course, he's going to come under a lot of scrutiny over the next few months.
Oh, sure, but Bonzo is just great with the press. I mean, he doesn't make any embarrassing slip-ups. For example, he doesn't confuse the Democrats with the Republicans. He doesn't verbalize, he never verbalizes excessively or inaccurately, for example. And most important, significant politically, he can look really cute balancing a teapot on top of his head.
But George Bush could do that too.
Oh, sure, but not so well, and he certainly can't do it while he's peeling a banana with his toes. We think that's a real vote winner.
I believe there's been a mention in the press of an embarrassing scandal in Bonzo's past when he urinated over the Brazilian ambassador.
No, you're thinking of Gerald Ford, actually. No, Bonzo is Mr. Clean. There's been no tax evasion, no drugs, no women in his past.
Yeah, granted, but then Bonzo is a chimpanzee.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're going to drag personality politics into this, we're going to have to terminate the interview here, eh, Bonzo? Can we end there, please?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Grogan. And later on, we'll be talking to Bonzo's running mate, Flopsy.
The severe weather has brought further disruption to the afternoon's football fixtures, and the pools panel will again be in session. Elsewhere on the roads...
So it's agreed then? Aston Villa versus Luton, home win.
Home win.
Now, this is a difficult one. Everton versus Arsenal.
It's got to be a draw.
Yeah.
Score or no score?
Well, Everton have got a very strong attack, but Arsenal are very strong at the back this year.
So 0-0, Ted?
0-0.
0-0.
0-0. 6-0.
Pardon?
6-0.
To Everton.
To Georgie Graham's Red and White Army.
6-0 to Arsenal.
The Gooners.
The Gooners.
Come on, you Gooners!
Well, I'm sure that Arsenal could beat Everton at Highbury, but I think 6-0 at Everton's a bit far-fetched.
Absolutely.
You what? You what? You what? You what? You what? We got Charlie, you ain't.
Just put Everton Arsenal down as a no-score draw.
Who's a wanker in the suit? Who's a wanker in the suit?
Please! This is the headquarters of the Football League. I think this kind of behaviour is a little bit far-fetched. Now, Wimbledon at home to Liverpool.
A pretty safe away bet,
I would have thought so, yeah.
So, Liverpool to beat Wimbledon?
Come on. Liverpool, the most perfect and complete football machine. The greatest goal-scoring outfit the world has ever known.
So they'd beat Wimbledon.
On their day, they probably would. But I'm afraid, gentlemen, today is not their day. 3-1 to Wimbledon.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Look, 9 times out of 10, I'd agree with you. Liverpool, easy winners, right? But the way I see it, young John Fashanu has a blinder for the Dons. Scores 2 and lays on a third for little Dennis Wise, helped, of course, by the erratic goalkeeping of Bruce Grobbelaar.
Oh, rubbish. John Fashanu wouldn't have that much room at the back, not with Alan Hansen marking him.
Absolutely.
Alan Hansen wouldn't have been playing.
Why not? He's fit.
Kidnapped by Libyans on the way to the ground.
Oh, bloody hell. I mean, what would Libyans want with a Liverpool central defender?
They got a very poor defence record, the Libyans.
For God's sake, let's concentrate. Don't let's get dragged into this childish fantasising. Wimbledon versus Liverpool.
Will be a home win.
Yes, all right.
Just your goal, mind you.
And against a run of play.
How about, eh? Arsenal beating Everton 6-0. Meanwhile, the Dons are thrashing Liverpool, eh? Imagine the headlines. London trounced Merseyside.
Cock and Cockney's cock up cream of Merseyside.
Lovely.
London lads piss on Scouse bastards. I'm terribly sorry, everybody.
Home win to Wimbledon, then. Now, West Ham versus Man United.
Oh, I think on current form we're talking easy home win.
Yep.
United! Robson saws the far post and bullets ahead into the top corner.
Ah, Phil Parks out of nowhere. Leaps acrobatically to tip it over the bar. 2-0 to the under.
Oh, forever
We've got 33 more games to get through now, please. Please.
Sorry.
Stoke City versus Oldham. Now, anybody here support Stoke City? No. Anybody got a soft spot for Oldham? Right. 25-0 to Stoke City.
Many of you have written in to say how much you enjoy the theme tune to this programme. So you'll be glad to know that it's been set to words. And I'd like to sing it now, just for you. Who cares wins? That's my song. Who cares wins? Right or wrong? 'Cause I care. I'll be there. Who cares wins? That's my song.
Stop, please. Just stop for a minute, please. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just singing my new single. It's called Who Cares Wins.
You can't do it on the show.
Why not?
Well, A, it's exactly the kind of tacky exploitation of the show we said we never do. And B, it's crap.
What's that got to do with it? It's just a spin-off single, Jimmy. It doesn't have to be any good. The important thing is to get it into the record shops, preferably on a shelf near the door, so if people come in their lunch hour in a bit of a rush, think, what can I get Cousin Dave as a Christmas present? Spot the record, think, oh, sod it, that'll do. Rush out of the shop 40 seconds later, having donated £4.99 to my bank balance.
You're becoming very cynical, Julia.
No, you're just jealous because you can't sing.
It's not jealousy, it's the principle. Anyway, I can carry a tune.
You can carry a tune in a bucket.
All right.
You sound like a cow with a honey.
This is getting us nowhere. You can't plug your tacky single on the show. Okay, end the story. Phil.
Later we'll be looking at Michael Winner's new vigilante film in which Charles Bronson plays an avenging food mixer which wipes out half of New York, and that's called The Liquidizer. But now you've been a very special audience and, well, I'd like to sing this for you.
Anyone who cares can win. But first you gotta care so you can win. Anyone who cares, you have lovely eyes on a dance. But first you gotta care so you can win. Anyone.
What are you doing?
Sorry,
It's disgusting.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Can I just apologise?
Well, Julia could plug
I don't
hers.
care. Shut up.
Why can't I plug mine?
Can I just apologise, please, to all our TV viewers? I apologise profusely.
It might be a nice little earner, Jim.
Look, if you want to earn some quick money, go mug an old lady, or rob a bank, or become a stockbroker. And now, review.
Hello and welcome to Review. Well, this week I've been to see the punk band Zig Zig Sputnik in concert.
What were they like, Rory?
Well, Tony, to tell you the truth, I didn't think the music was very good, but I have to say that the makeup and the costumes and the lighting were absolutely worse. Now, you've been looking at a few Christmas books, haven't you?
That's right, I have.
What's the pick of them for you?
Well, my personal favourite has got to be the new Nigel Rees graffiti book. It's a very clever idea. What he's done is he's taken down a lot of the very funniest graffiti from toilet walls and he's put it in a book.
That is brilliant, isn't it? I suppose he has an endless supply of material then.
Yeah, well, obviously he's used up a lot of the funniest material in his first 14 graffiti books. But nevertheless, there's a lot of really good stuff, like this one. Angela is a slag. Very funny. Very nice one here. Gary has crabs. Oh, no, I haven't signed Gary. And my own personal favourite, Barry is a bender. Very, very good.
Well, I've been looking at the Christmas singles, as usually rush this time of year, and there are some quite interesting ones this year. For example, Cecil Parkinson and Jeffrey Archer have got together to do a Christmas single, and it's a version of an old carol, and it's called Away in a Stranger. And I hear that Kenny Everett, Russell Grant and Wayne Sleep have got together to do their version of We Three Kings. And it's called We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
And, of course, there is one other special kids' song for Christmas, one which I think we'd like to do for you now, Rory.
Sure. Santa Claus and his pals are bringing joy for boys and girls. He's on his way on his Santa's sleigh.
Right, that is it.
Oh, come on,
Hey,
Jim,
that's
what are you doing?
Bloody Claus! Let's go enjoy and play away, shall we? Bloody hell! You've been lobotomized, one of you.
Leave it out.
Bloody shambles, the whole thing.
Jimmy!
I'll never work on this program again. Go on, shove off. Spit off signals. They don't need bloody supermarkets next. But this not here. They're underage. Smoking drugs. Bloody shambles. Sign off! Bugger off!
Labour council. Only under the Conservatives.
At the bloody... Bloody Conservatives! Give us Old Man River! Next you have a bloody Julia Hills doll. It walks, it talks, it runs STP and drives a bloody Peugeot 205. Well, I'm off. I've had enough. Don't work on the Glory Honeyford show or something like that. Make it a bit harder.
Throw my guitar in the dock.
Yeah, he's a funny old bloke, isn't he?